Hello.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Eric. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. I hear I'm the warm-up act for someone really fantastic today.
You're never the warm-up act, Steve.
Today I'm the warm-up act.
You're always the main attraction.
Oh, no, that is fake news. We're about to see the main attraction, though.
Well, Steve, I want to first of all let everybody know hello and welcome to our week 9. Now, normally Steve and I take your guys' questions and talk about the live feeds, and I mean, I'm sure we will, but there really isn't anything to talk about. And then last night, Sports Ball was on. So Nicole and I were unable to do our recap shows, so I thought to myself, Steve, we should bring Nicole on and we should talk about last night's episode and we should talk about the non-existent live feed spoilers.
What?
But since we are all over the world and all over the internets right now, wherever you guys are watching this, make sure that you like it, thumbs it up, subscribe, do a Twitch thing or Twitter thing, share it. And of course, if you're on TVCo, hit the blue follow button so that you're alerted every single time we go live. You can share the show in the TVCo app by clicking on the 3 little dots. And if you have any questions, you can leave them wherever you're watching or tweet us them with hashtag TVCo Live. Now, Steve, you know what my favorite part of not having Nicole be on the show with me?
I don't know. I can't think of anything that's good about not having Nicole with you. I think everything that comes with Nicole is a positive.
Well, you would be wrong. I am never allowed to do an intro when Nicole is my guest. Is with me as my co-host. But now that she's a guest, I can say, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time guesting here on our BB recaps, it is the person who recently found out she farted a lot on the live feeds at night, Nicole Anthony!
I like Steve. That intro, Eric. So I heard you farted a lot. I heard you farted at night on feeds a lot, Nicole.
No, I didn't. That is inaccurate information.
This is the first I heard of it. We have breaking news, ladies and gentlemen.
No, Steve, we tricked her so good. Like, Nicole does hangout shows, like, late at night, like, in 2 a.m. She just goes live on TVCo and she chats with people. And myself and chat had her convinced that there were all of these clips when she was on Slop that we've all been trying to hide from her, where she's been very gassy, and she bought it for...
Because I wouldn't doubt it. So I was like, oh, no, they caught it.
Nope. Didn't catch it.
That's embarrassing. Don't body shame me.
Well, look, Nicole, before we get into talking about everything that has happened, first, Steve and I have a little business we have to settle.
Okay.
I'm rich!
On the last show, I made a bet with Steve, and I said David would survive, and that if he did not survive, I would pay Steve $5. Steve, I am going to mail you your payment in the mail. I'm going to put it into the mail immediately following this show. If I was smart, I should have done it after the episode so that you could have opened it on this show, but I'm going to put it in the mail for you right after this show, and it'll be ready for you to open and prove that I paid my debt on our next show next Tuesday.
Perfect, because I did text you like immediately after the show, like, where's my money?
You did. However, my iPhone broke, and I finally just got my iPhone fixed today. Thank God it is back.
So you had money to fix your iPhone, but you didn't have money to send me $5. Yep, I see how it is. I charge interest. It's at $6.
The old the phone's broken trick. I get it.
It's the phone's broken. No, thank God I have Apple.
Interest, it's $6 now. Just saying.
All right, fine. $6. If you want $6, you got $6. I'll just throw this little ditty.
6 is an unlucky number, though. Do 7.
Okay, fine. $7, $20. I don't care. I'm sending you money. Here's the thing, and I feel like I need to do this as a PSA because I paid for that stupid extra Apple Care on my phone, which they said covered accidental damage, which would have been my phone breaking. And then they told me I had to pay $100 to have my phone fixed. So what did I pay for Apple Care for? I don't know. I don't care. I don't like it. Go ahead, Steve.
Nicole A fan 83. Yeah, that's exactly what I think is going to happen. That is absolutely what I'm expecting.
I'm raising my hand.
Oh, yes. I'm
Yes,
sorry,
Nicole A.
Nicole. Go ahead, guess.
What's my gift or payment?
Oh, darn. I don't. Oh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky that I have the noise canceling microphone on because I was going to say, I feel that your gift could best be described in my latest TikTok that I made of Nicole. If you missed it, go check it out. Oh, what's happening?
Wait, Nicole, why does Eric owe you?
Just for so much. Just for the torture, the anguish, the mental strain, the daily grind, everything.
She gets jealous a lot.
No.
My hubs and I went to hug each other the other day, Steve, and Nicole was at the house. When I tell you, as if it was like a sporting event, she leaped from her chair to dive in between us to make sure that she could also be hugged.
Nicole, I stand.
Thank you. Hugs are great.
You know what else?
Especially when it ruins Eric's hug.
Yeah. Yes. Any joy I can suck out of his life just makes my day.
Oh, good. It makes any joy you suck out of his life also makes my day. So, Eric, I just want you to know, Eric, when you're happy, you're taking away happiness from two other people. So anything you do something that you enjoy, that's really just selfish. Just throwing that out there.
All right, well, then you'll be happy to know that I won't be doing something I enjoy. I see you were mentioning Nicole A. fan, and I see Jeremy King over on YouTube saying that they think I'm going to make 500 one-penny checks out to you. Steve, if you know anything about me, I have no time. And if you think that's what I'm doing, you're insane.
I did that when I had a $6.01 bet with Johnny Mac.
I can promise you I will be sending you actual bills, a $5 one, a $1 one, and were $7 or $8, whatever you want. I pay my debt, Steve. So
how about 500,000? I can go for another one of those.
No.
I could have gone for that too, but I'm out of the running.
Yeah.
Hey, you got some good money. You got more money than your runner up. No, you didn't, but you were close. Because runner-up is 50, and you would have gotten 14 plus 25.
Perhaps.
Steve, she's not allowed to talk about her.
21. I'm talking about 21, not 22.
Well, I'm pretty sure she would still be under contract for 21.
I'm under
also.
a lot of contracts, Steve.
Well, I'm pretty sure you get like 1,000 a week, and Julie's pretty open that you get 25 for America's Favorite Player. And I'm going to attempt some math, and that's 39,000, which is pretty close to the runner-up prize.
Good guesstimate, you know.
I said nothing about Big Brother 22. I only talked about Big Brother 21.
Yeah, that's crazy. You get $1,000 a week for playing Big Brother.
I mean, I didn't because I got the big check, but Nicole did.
That's also dumb.
I don't. Allegedly. Damn it.
Okay, look, we have to talk about these people in these games getting their checks, not getting their checks, because on Sunday night's episode, it kind of is like a little bit of live feed drama because we got to see all of the stuff that we missed in the little in-betweens of the live show.
Yes.
So for starters, I think one of the big moments from the episode was Memphis once again being like, no meetings.
Yeah, we saw Tyler ask him too. Tyler was like, Memphis, are you? He's like, no meetings. I know I'm doing.
Steve is a previous winner. Do you think the State Puff, do you think that Memphis, that's a smart move on his part?
Yes, because Memphis is already at the top of the totem pole or near the top of the totem pole, I would argue. And the worst thing that can happen for him is something to change. So he should absolutely be fighting. It should be the people at the bottom, a la Danny, fighting to or whoever else you would argue is the bottom of the committee type alliance, trying to change things, and people at the top, like a Cody or like a Memphis, trying to keep things the same.
And I agree too. I think it's a lot of like personality type. If someone like me won and was saying, nope, no meetings, no, it's wow, what's her problem? Let's come after her. Someone like Memphis, he's been that way since day one. That's just how he presents himself. So when Memphis says no meetings, everybody's like, all right, Memphis, that's how he is.
That just sounds like misogyny.
Pretty much.
Your words, not mine.
Yeah. So we also got to see so then he obviously we know he put up Nicole and David. However, we got to finally see what led up to the Nicole vote and Enzo not deciding to vote out Nicole. Now, I don't feel like he really gave a good reason on the show last night. So basically, we saw the Christmas and Tyler conversation. Like, oh, is this a good idea? Do we make a move? Do we not make a move? What's going to happen? Do we move or not move? And then Tyler's like, oh, we can do it. I can get Enzo. Let's get Enzo.
Which I will say, I was shocked at how timid Tyler was in that moment. When he's like, yeah, I get Enzo. And then Christmas said to him, all right, we'll go campaign. And he was like, whoa, I'm not campaigning hard. I'm just going to ask Enzo. Right,
exactly. And go campaign. We're in the middle of a triple eviction episode.
Yeah, like,
what campaigning are we doing right now? You have like 30 seconds. I don't understand it. But we saw Enzo, obviously, as we know, not do it. Now, Steve, is this a smart move on Enzo's end?
Can I make a lot of enemies? I'm going to say I kind of didn't mind it. I didn't mind him not making the move, and here's why. Yeah. Enzo, I know he's not in the committee, but if we're looking at that committee totem pole, he's at the top of it. I think him and Memphis and Cody are at the top. David is a tool that the lower people in the alliance, like a Christmas, like a Tyler, could have roped in to use against them. I think a David, no matter what, is going after someone like an Enzo or someone who's very close to Enzo. Nicole is ropeable, and they can say, yeah, Nicole, and pretend that she's at the top of the totem pole for a week if she wins HOH. Well, that'd be impossible with David.
I mean, that's kind of what Enzo said. He basically, like on the live feeds, he basically said, or he's claiming now after the fact, I knew that if I ended up sitting next to David, I would go home. I don't want him to be the perpetual pawn. I want to make sure that when people are on the block from now on going forward, they're always up against another strong person. We're always going to be deciding between two strong people, not a strong person and a pawn. So he claims he was doing that for his own game and to help himself out. I personally don't believe Enzo thought that hardly about that strategy. Go ahead, Nicole.
I think the days leading up to it, we saw a lot of him with the stop going after Kevin and David, go after the big fish. I'm sick of it. So I think we all expected him to therefore keep David. But I will say, after watching this recap of what was really happening during the triple and seeing Enzo sit Nicole down right afterwards and be like, I don't know, previous winner Nicole. I don't know what Tyler and Christmas were thinking. Set your sights on them. And hey, your little buddy Cody set his sights on them too. So it very much worked out for him to be like, I'm on all your side. Them two are the bad ones. And it literally handed the rest of the alliance those two on a silver platter, and it helped them.
Well, so
thank you for saying it better than I did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Danny did it as well. I mean, I feel that Danny offered it up to them too. I mean, here's the thing. Enzo didn't fool me. I've been telling you all for weeks, Enzo is playing all of us. And he is. He's playing production. He's playing America. He's playing the house.
But see,
what?
Isn't that the interesting thing? I think because it's an all-star season, people expected less of that. They expected, oh, these players know what the live feeds are. They know what to say and what not to say. They'll just play the game the best way possible. Whereas newbies might get stuck in the whole, this is my image. You know what I mean? But it turns out, I feel like the All-Stars are almost worse with the, this is my game, but this is what I'm going to tell America. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we see that more with like Nicole F, Enzo. Like, we're seeing it more in an All-Star season.
It's interesting because when I played, I was never really particularly preoccupied with, because I will say I was not in Big Brother Twitter first, prior to playing. And it just, I made sure I represented myself professionally, and there was nothing to say each employer could pull up and say, oh, look, you did this unprofessional thing. But it was never really on my mind more than that. And me knowing what I know now, I'm never going to play again. But if for some reason I was Hunger Gamed in and was like, had to play again, I would most certainly be more conscious of it than I was the first time, even on a subconscious level. And even if I didn't intend to, it would happen subconsciously anyways. So I think, yes.
I feel like I was the same way. I feel like I was more cognizant of it. If I try to word myself, I'd be like, oh gosh, like, is that how I meant that to come across? Like, I would overthink, you know.
And it's not even what you meant to
have reached out. Oh, you're an inspiration. I'm like, oh gosh, I hope I'm not letting them down. So I think, yeah, that's very true. You are more cognizant of who your audience is.
I mean, I don't know if I believe it is Tommy's dad is in the TV Co app, and he says, playing it, and Enzo is playing it well. Come on, Eric. I can't be clearer. I think Enzo is playing the best game. I think his playing America, playing production, and playing the cast is great. I've just been saying it's very clear to me that's what he's been doing for a while. I think he should win for that factor alone.
Yes. I just want Enzo because he's not that big a line. And here's the thing. I will admit I was sensitive at first because it's David that essentially he sent home. So I just needed a minute to let the David eviction, settle. And now that I got past that, I'm like, damn, Enzo did make a good move for Enzo's game. And at the end of the day, that's what each and every one of us was there for, our own individual game. And he's playing for himself.
Wait, what? You're playing for yourself? I thought you had to do whatever the HOH wants.
I know. That seems to be what a lot of people... And also, people think you're playing, your allies' games. People think you're playing each other's games. Like, I'm sorry. Everybody walked in there as yourself, and that's it.
I just wanted to say that Cherie Chavez on YouTube says, I love when they gang up on Eric. You should have been here for the pre-show. Pre-show, Eric almost turned the show into the Nicole and Steve show and was just going to stay in the background.
I think it's great.
No,
I think
it is great too. Oh, yes. All right.
We're like best friends now.
Hope your fingers break off.
This guy. Who invited him?
Oh.
So Tyler wins HOH. We knew all of that. We knew that he nominated Nicole and Danny. I don't think that was a surprise to anybody that he was doing that, especially after the vote got exposed between them. Obviously, I had to do that. So I think the part that was new for us, right? I feel like we didn't see it on the episode, was that we got to watch Cody lie to Danny. We got to watch Cody say to Danny, like, hey, of course I'm not voting for you. Of course we're final two. Blah, 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 blah. Do we think that's going to come back to bite Cody in the ass if he makes it to final two? Steve, you first.
No, Cody is doing this thing called being Derek, and that was a very Derek-y move. I don't see Danny being a bitter juror. I don't.
I would say if the vote for the winner was right then that night, she might have still been fired up about that. But there's so many weeks yet. She's going to settle. It's going to, the dust is going to settle. She'll be fine. But I understand it's a game, but I'm almost like, why, Cody? Like, was there really a need for that? You're literally, it's not like you're telling her 5 days prior because you don't want to deal with her bullshit, or 4 days prior because you don't want to deal with it. Literally, you're voting her out in a few minutes. She's going to find out in a few minutes. Why pee on her leg minutes before voting her out? Like, maybe just the way I am. Just shoot straight. Like, why?
Cover his butt in case he's wrong. That's why.
Or not even cover his butt. This is Danielle Donato. She will kick that key room door open, walk into the living room and go, okay, so apparently I'm being voted out. Just want you guys all to know, here's all Codys' dirty laundry. And go. Hold on, Julie. So.
She could have done that. She could have done it if the vote was red. If she was that pissed off with Codys.
She wasn't.
Like, are you kidding me?
She wasn't sure, remember? Even Julie said to her, it was Cody who voted against you. And she was like, really? Like, she was acting like she was
out unanimous, no?
Pretty sure she was surprised.
She was out unanimous. So you, by a unanimous
Oh, yeah,
vote,
you're right. You're right.
Stand up and you go, F you, Cody! So she didn't do that. So I just feel like it was just a weird moment to literally, I swear on everything, I'm not voting you out. I vote to evict Danny. Like, it was like, what? Like, I just thought it was unnecessary. I don't know. I just thought it was odd. But I don't see her being bitter because there's so many things.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And then, of course, then we did see Danny stand up, call out Tyler and Christmas. And she's like, and she had a power. I literally just wanted everyone to do this Jason Roy. Everybody knows. Like, everyone in there knew Danny. But here's my question, and I see we have it in chats all over. We have it in Facebook chats, Twitter chats. It's a question for both of you. So we saw Christmas go to the door and be like, fa la la la, fuck you, Danny, ha 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 ha, I'll be Burnell, bitch. Does that happen often? Is the consensus a lot of people are asking, like, in normal circumstances when you guys vote, obviously we don't get to see your interactions in the living room. General consensus is, what's that like? Does that happen often for you guys in the living room where people are arguing?
No.
And last season, no, like, we would fight right before the live show, but best believe when Julie showed up, we stopped. If anything, awkward silence. And then this season, I mean, I was only there for 2 votes. Dead silence.
Really?
On the couches, yeah. Like, everybody.
It's awkward.
Yeah. If anything, like, I've seen seasons where people will like bicker while they're each going in the DR, but in my experience, just awkward silence, glares, or like something sketchy going on, like people looking at each other, like, or just, nervous laughter, to be honest.
Yes. I lied. The Queen was fighting with some people on her eviction night during the live show.
Who was?
The Queen.
Well, now he's gonna scream Queen.
Queen! She was fighting with some, like, Audrey on the way out.
Oh.
It happened once.
Devon. He's referring to Devon.
Thank you.
Yes, the season 22 AFP.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Steve, we're on the same page.
I think everybody's on the same page. If she loses...
I need to just give my rant.
Go, rant. Sorry. Rant away.
My rant is, she is somebody who... She is a staple in the Big Brother community, and she didn't make it really, really far her first 2 seasons, but she's noteworthy. She's so humorous and so amazing in the DR. That's why they brought her back to All-Stars, because people want to see her do well. She came on this season with an incredible message, gave some of the most epic speeches, is just a ball of fun and smile, and I just want to hug her. AFP.
Devon.
You're welcome.
If she doesn't win, I'm just going to say this. If she doesn't win, I'm calling rigged. It's rigged, because I know we're all saying to do it. Nicole's saying to do it. Kaser's saying to do it. Bailey's saying to do it. Keisha's saying to do it. Like, these are a lot of huge fan bases that are saying they're voting for Devon. Yes, Steve?
I have one word to contribute.
Yes.
Queen! That's all.
You understand why Steve is so invested in Devon, correct, Nicole?
There's several reasons.
She's Devon. Is there like specific reason?
Yo, I got one, Nicole. This is the segment of the
several.
Well, this is the segment of the show where I want to say, Steve's in the middle for the reason. He can be like a piñata. Nicole, Steve gave counsel to Devon a pre-season. Are we mad at Steve?
Guess I'll go fuck myself, Steve.
Why didn't you tell Devon to work with Nicole, Steve?
I didn't know Nicole was playing.
Oh, okay. Well, if you did, would you have, Steve?
I didn't give her any names on anything.
I don't know if I believe you, Steve.
Wow, Steve.
We didn't talk names at all.
I think this is why you're pointing.
I did tell her if there is someone like a Kemi or a Bailey that people are going to lump them together because of racism and expect to be on the block next to that person on some point and be ready to campaign against them when the time comes. That's the only names we discussed.
And I would just correct you and say people would love to watch them working together because of Black Girl Magic. It would be the opposite of racism, them working together.
Oh, but I'm saying the House will lump them together, which means she will find herself on the block. So I'm saying if there's a Kemi or Bailey in the House, you need to be campaigning for day one for when the inevitable time comes when you're on the block next to her.
Right, gotcha.
So to take both of your ideas, people in the House will lump them together, but people in the outside world will love them together. Love it.
Yes.
Right, exactly.
But, you still didn't tell me, but, whatever.
I didn't know you were playing. You didn't come to me.
I know, I didn't go to anybody. It's okay, Steve.
I feel like I remember a FaceTime call before the season started where you would have had a perfect opportunity to, Steve, and you didn't.
Because I told her.
Yeah, because I kept Devon's secret. She told me not to tell anyone.
I didn't tell you.
I respected Devon.
All right, look, the Big Brother feeds are kind of boring. I kind of feel like people would like this story. And to be honest, Steve and I have not talked about this. So basically, I was at Nicole's house. We were doing...
But me and Steve have never discussed this, so this is...
None of us have discussed this conversation.
Do I know the story?
I'm bright red. Okay.
Yes, you know this story, Steve. Nicole and I were doing preseason stuff. Obviously, you knew Devon was on. And I feel like you FaceTimed me. You knew I was with Nicole and you FaceTimed me and we all had a normal chat. Was that you spying? Because here's the behind the scenes now for you. I was like, Nicole, Steve's calling. Throw that Big Brother stuff over there. Put the camera on. We have to act like we're eating. Put stuff on the table. We were putting grapes on the table and
we were sitting at the kitchen table. It was me, you, and my sisters with calendars and pens.
I remember that FaceTime call. I do.
We were mapping out.
And then you called and I picked up the phone. I was like, hi, Steve. We're just casually sitting here eating. Now, was that...
our shows, our podcast.
Yeah, we were very good, Steve. But here's my question. Were you really just calling for whatever reason you were calling for? Or were you spying for Devon?
Thought into what No.
No, what?
I did not ever sit down and say, I'm going to go call Eric and see if I could get some information to relay back to Devon. That is not a thought that went through my head.
Okay.
So you were just checking in on us like a good friend.
Actually, yes. I did not think it through I didn't think it through that far.
Okay, I find it oddly suspicious that your camera has rejected you.
Yeah, even your camera's ugh, he's shady.
This is Steve's thing. Steve's camera doesn't know what... Oh, and now we lost Steve. And now Steve's back.
It fixes it when I turn my camera off and back on.
Yes, I know.
It zoomed in on my eye. That was very horrifying.
Yes, it was very shocking. Well...
Yes, your eyes are horrifying. I agree, Nicole.
No.
0312 in the TV Co chat, Steve says, are you the one responsible for Devon fact checking everything?
What was she fact checking?
Everything. She loved to fact check.
In the house, yes.
I think that's generally a good thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I mean, that's not what we discussed, but I won't tell her she was wrong for doing it.
I just, we love to do comedic recaps around here. Like, I feel like we talk so seriously about this show all the time that sometimes when we're just in a dynamic like this, I just like to have fun. And obviously there's people that I can have fun with, and there's people I have to be serious with. But I know Devon is someone I can have fun with. And I just got the real evil idea that on the exit interview with Devon after finale, I think my first question is going to be, so Devon, I've been doing shows with Steve Moses all season, and he is taking complete credit for your game. Thoughts?
She won't believe you.
Oh, she'll believe me.
No, she.
And then I'll be like, I'm kidding, Devon, love you. Okay. Who would Steve had put together to combat Derek's alliance that he put together, says Lost and Confused and not Eric in the chat. If you could have put together an alliance of people, who would you have put together, Steve?
I would have got myself into that alliance, or at least tried to.
Okay, but there's a fictional Big Brother being cast right now, Steve. They want to know your group of 6 people that are going to be Team Steve to go into the house. Tell me 6 people.
I wouldn't want to be at the head of the alliance. I want to be at the back of it. I would have.
Steve, you're not in the alliance.
Okay,
you're not in it.
Cody, Memphis, Enzo, Christmas, Tyler, Danny. There's my answer. There's your 6 people.
It's a good answer, Steve. It's a good answer.
There's my answer.
Steve,
so me and Devon will go fuck ourselves?
Steve, by the way, you didn't pick Nicole again, and I tried to help you.
You had one more shot, Steve. That's it.
But I wanted to be on the winning side. And there's 6 people left. And Nicole, I love you with all my heart. I love Devon with all of my heart also. I love Keisha. I love
Are you calling us losers?
You are not on the winning side of the house.
But Steve, if you would have pulled a Derek and pulled all of us together, we could have been a free-season alliance, with or without you.
The chances of me succeeding at doing that are 0?
True, because we didn't win anything.
Also, I'm not exactly one.
None of us won any fucking cups. One of us won an HOH, maybe.
Of the things my winning game is known for, rallying people together is not on that list. I did several things well. Rallying people together, not.
You know what it is?
Not
Can I be honest? There was no showmances in the house, and people know I need a showmance to go to the final 3 with. So when I didn't see a showmance, I was like, "What's the plan? What do I do?"
I'm just enjoying chat. Lefty says we need a BB season of Steve versus Nicole now.
Oh, I wouldn't work.
You're going down.
I probably would.
Steve, Annie in TV Code chat says, Steve, what will you tell Devon that she did wrong in the game, and what will you tell her she did right?
I don't think she did anything.
First of all, the first thing I'm going to say is congratulations on winning AFP. That's the first thing I'm going to say.
Right, obviously.
She did everything right. I think my favorite, most proud, and something that we talked about at length, and the moment I saw what we discussed reflect itself the most in the house, is when Christmas was in the bathroom with her and clapping in Devon's face. And season 17, Devon would have started a fight with Christmas. Season 18, Devon would have probably also started a fight with Christmas. Season 22, Devon walked outside and let off steam. And that was the absolute right thing to do. Yep. And that was a level of maturity and growth that I think I was really proud of her to see that from her. And I think because Bailey didn't do that, and Bailey did what season 17 Devon would have done, I think that played a large role in why that inevitable situation that I told her would happen happened. It is definitely helped her stay over Bailey. So I think her best move was, even when people were not treating her right, and even when she had reason to be mad, You have that piece of information of this person doesn't like me. That doesn't mean, but why is going after them and starting a fight with them the best thing to do? It usually isn't. Not always, but usually.
No, I think that's valid in the Big Brother house and in life. You know?
So you have that information. I'm totally good with you having that piece of information. But now tell me why the best thing to do with that piece of information was to go start a fight. And it usually isn't. In terms of what she could have done better, Eric, I'm going to give another instance where Eric was right and I was wrong.
All of them.
Oh, boy.
I did not foresee at all how dominant pre-season alliances were going to be. I way underestimated it. And if we're going to be real for a second here, if I hypothetically was playing this season, Nicole, I would have been on the boat with you.
That's the thing. I thought pre-season, like, relationships, like 2 here, 3 there, 2 there. I was very shocked.
I didn't foresee this. And therefore, I made the joke about being aligned with Cody and Tyler and Enzo. I absolutely would not have been. And I would have been Nicole, Kaser, Janelle, Ian, Keisha, Bo in some general capacity. So the only thing she could have done was called Eric. And I would have never told her to do that because I never would have. We know that sitting here now, but at that point in time, I never would have guessed.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, I hate to break it to you, but then you wouldn't have been in Nicole's boat because she would have been in the Kevin, Devon, Bailey boat.
Oh, I would, being real for a minute here, that's where I would have ended up.
Gotcha.
We would have been working together and we both would have fallen flat in our faces.
But then who would I feel like if you were in the boat, I wouldn't be in the boat. I feel like, right? I feel like we have a very similar, like, typecast. I feel like you would be my slot. Oh, I guess not, because I'm female. But I feel like maybe if you were there, I wouldn't be there.
Literally thought you just said you'd be my slut.
No!
What?
Steve, I'd make you my bitch, yo.
I was like, he's gonna be your slut.
You know, I didn't know you were doing that on camera.
Oh my god. So, Eric, would you? I don't know why. If you guys
want to talk about the new HOH.
Yes, we are in 1 second, but just let me say,
I don't particularly want to.
But it's a spin competition.
Hold on. I know that you guys can't see this, but I have a question from SP on YouTube pulled up, and they're saying, Eric, would you ever play Big Brother? The short answer is this. No, I like my friends and family, and nobody, if you guys want to ask me questions, come to a hangout show. We have to take advantage of, people like Nicole and Steve being here. Sure, great. Great.
Did you know? Oh, never mind.
What?
No, I was going to say our initials are ESN, but we would need a P. It needs to be ESPN. Never mind. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Our next guest, Paul Abrahamian, everybody.
Paul's here. ESPN. That's our alliance name, guys. Just so you know.
That 100% is. Okay, so there was one other question. There was a few things from chat, but there are so many chats. Basically, it was from Courtney, and I believe what she was saying was, Steve and Nicole, you guys have to make sure you stay on the Devon for AFP train. It seems people seem to be getting concerned that with Tyler essentially probably being surprise evicted this week, that could steal the AFP from Devon, that the Tangela fans are so vast. Yes, Steve?
I may have missed something. Was there a crowning ceremony where Tyler became queen? Because if that happened, I missed it. I missed that part of the episode where Tyler's crowning as the queen. Last time I checked, the queen was Devon Diane Rogers, and I don't recall seeing anything suggesting that was going to change.
All right. Well, let me break it down for you, Steve. It's also Big Brother, and as we've learned, you can't have nice things. So, if the entire fan base wants Devon, and
we can have nice things. Are you ready? AFP Big Brother 21.
All right.
Nice thing.
And I saw one.
That person says Devon for AFP BB22.
Okay.
Is this like Miss America, where I walk down and I talk about a year in review? Yeah, they used to do that, and like they get their sash and they get okay.
Yes. Well, they used to do that on Big Brother too. They used to recap the whole season where they walked around the house and be like, "Look at that step on the stair. Do you remember when you got a handy J under that? Did it not make the show? Let's watch it now." Stupidest, worst acting ever. Just Jiggy99 in the TV code chat says Devon's biggest mistake was trusting Nicole Anthony. Losing my mind. Frenzel. Her biggest mistake was
it is Frenzel. So when you start laughing, I was like, "Why are you laughing?" I'm Anthony.
Yeah, I know.
She should have trusted me more. Oh.
What? Go ahead.
What would that have done? Given her another week, another 2 weeks? I mean, it wouldn't. It wouldn't have done anything.
No, I agree. It wouldn't have done.
I just get so fired up. If we had won something, I was so close to that HOH, Steve.
Devon was one question away than the one that Christmas won.
Yes,
I know. That's where I was. Her and I went out the same round. Woo! It's okay.
The entire season would have been completely different if you had won the second HOH and Devon won hers. That we'd be looking at a whole different season. But yeah, okay. So Tyler wins HOH. Does anybody care? I mean, we were happy. We were screaming. Were you happy when he won, Steve?
It doesn't mean anything.
But I mean, were you happy? I mean, was there another HOH you would have preferred?
Wait, which HOH are we talking about? Oh, you're talking about the one that got
Tyler, Victor, Danny.
Oh, heard. Okay.
Yes.
The third of the trip.
I'm sorry. I said Tyler. I meant Cody. You're right. I'm losing my mind. I meant Cody.
It's consistent with the rest of the season. He at the top of the totem pole is gonna go after who's at the bottom, and he did that.
Now, how much did we love the HOH competition?
I loved it.
Did you have one like that on your season, Steve?
No.
Nicole, you did, right?
Yes. We had the jet ski. It was a veto competition.
Yeah, you had to get changed on the jet ski.
And Mickey won.
Yeah. What is it with all the quote unquote good looking, don't kill me everyone, the quote unquote let's go with stereotypically good looking guys that are able to take off their clothes real fast in awkward positions?
I think
you think what?
I just think there's a correlation.
Of course there is. There 100% is. That's all. My whole thought process.
Okay. So anyway, the first round they were in tutus.
Yeah.
Adorable.
Right.
And Christmas is out.
Yep.
Second round, Steve, I need to ask you. They are in yoga leggings.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
No, I'm very upset about this. And Nicole F gets eliminated because she couldn't get the leggings off. To which I'm trying to explain to Eric, it is very different for a woman with birthing hips to take off tight athletic leggings as opposed to a man who could just pull them down.
To which I tried to explain to her, as a gay man, Steve, there is a thing that gay men possess. It's called gay hips. So we have gay hips. So we have lady hips.
The hips literally widen for the birth canal. So you have to wiggle. That's why when men pull up their pants, they just pull them up. When women pull them up, they have to wiggle and jiggle and slide it over both hips.
I am not an expert on women's anatomy, so I don't think I'm qualified to comment.
Lady hip. See, let's look. Lady hips. Lady, it's going lady hips.
Look at this. Look.
Nope, I have the same hips. I have the same lady hips.
No, you do not.
Wrong. And we have another leg stuffed in the pants as well. It is not harder.
Yeah, in the middle, not off the sides. Long story short, that was a tough round for Nicole F. as a female because it's very difficult to take athletic leggings off with birthing hips. Don't argue me. Your leg just then was a straight line. Mine was a curve. Not getting into it. Nicole gets it out of that round.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. The other male in the conversation would like to speak. Steve?
For anyone tuning in, I know neither of them. That's all. Please continue.
Steve, how quickly could you take off yoga pants?
I can't say I have tried, so I don't know. Apparently pretty quickly because I don't have birthing hips.
I'm not letting it go. I'm very passionate about it.
Just like Nicole wasn't letting go of the yoga pants.
Exactly.
Nicole's letting this go as quickly as Nicole let go of the yoga pants.
So, moral of
Both Nicoles are letting go of the yoga pants at the same rate.
Yes, exactly. I will let them go as soon as they let Nicole go.
No, as soon as Nicole gets them off.
She was stuck in their grasp, Steve.
Yeah, I know. Just like you're stuck. Both Nicoles are stuck on the yoga pants.
Yes, very much so.
So, moral of the story, which you're claiming, is due to Nicole's lady hips, she was at a disadvantage.
In that round with yoga leggings, yes.
Now, sidebar, do you feel that there's any advantage? Like, she could have just yelled at them off of her. Like, she could have just, like whined them. Like, she could have just been like, oh, why won't you get off of me? And then they would have just fell off. Like, why won't you get off right now? And then they would have just fell off. How is that not an advantage?
I'm just not even right now. I have no comment. I don't even know how to rebuke that. Like, how do I?
I'm pretty sure.
I have nothing.
I'm pretty sure that a pair of yoga pants instantly reject themselves from being near Memphis's private parts. I'm sure they just fall right off.
So they instantaneously combusted. So he had an advantage.
He tries to pull them up, and they're like, "Nope, up." Steve's gone.
Camera was unfocusing.
You need to.
When my camera starts to fuzz, I turn it off and turn it back on again.
Yes, thank you, Steve.
Okay, so the next round.
That's all we're done.
That freaks me out. And Enzo's out, and Enzo's like, I don't really care anyway. I'm good with Cody. I'm good with Memphis. Whatever. So did he throw it? Did he not really care? Who knows? And then the next round, we have the Duckies. When I feel like Memphis thought he was going to have this alpha bro moment and just rip his shirt off, and he kind of got stuck in his shirt, which wasted a lot of time. Cody wins. To which Eric asked me, why are they all sweaty? And I said, you try to strip off several layers while holding several buttons with various body parts in yoga poses and see if you don't sweat.
It's literally called odd nights of the week for me.
Who hired him, Nicole? Like, who decided having him on this podcast would be a good idea?
Why do you think I'm always no pants? I'm trying to get a head start.
Please stop talking.
Okay.
Hey, Eric, why is your nickname No Pants?
I just told you.
Look,
because he should get leggings over his birthing hips.
Yeah.
Hey! Nice one, Nicole. I like that.
Thank you.
That was good. That was
all I'm saying is I've been called a triangle my whole entire life. I have been told I have birthing hips my whole entire life. And because I, as a gay man, never had gaydar, I never could tell when people are gay. So I had to create rules for myself. One of my rules is gay hips.
Which I would argue, first of all, is a stereotype, but going with the stereotype, it's more a saunter than a structure, and a triangle is not the same as an hourglass.
I'm not talking about a saunter. I'm not talking about the movement at all. They could be standing completely still. I can tell if someone's gay by their hips.
I think you're just defensive because I'm saying Nicole F had a disadvantage, and as a woman, I feel attacked, okay? I'm feeling attacked on a feminine level.
Oh, you think you're a woman?
She's a lady.
This is stressful.
Okay, Steve, stop talking so much.
Mom and Dad, why are you fighting?
Steve, speaking of your mom, she's in the TV coach out right now. I apologize because, it's apparently gone. She did have a question.
Potato is my parents' dog, by the way. That's who Potato is. I'm saying hello to.
You named your dog Sweet Potato?
The pound named her Potato.
I love it. I call my dog Potato.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Lake Effect Plan says, unfortunately, there are no gay men left in the game. Okay. So moving on. Moving on. Where were we? We made it to the last round. Cody won.
Codys HOH. We see a lot of Nicole talking to herself in the rooms about how she dislikes Christmas and Tyler, wants to throw the backgammon in the pool. We see Cody's conversations with Tyler. Bro, I don't want you to go home. You're not going home. We're riding out to the end, right, bro? We got this. You're fine. I'm fine. We're fine. And then his conversation with Christmas, like 30,000 conversations about I'm not nervous. Are you nervous? I'm not nervous. I'm not targeting you. I really like you. I'm not nervous. Are you nervous?
Okay, but I have an honest question to ask both of you. Well, here, I want to ask it two ways. Number one, Steve, watching the show before that scene of Cody saying all of those times, did you feel that was something he did? And then, Nicole, you interacted with him in the house. Do you feel that's something he did? I feel they made that entire segment up.
Having lived with him, no, not at all to that severity. As somebody who says a lot myself, thinking back, yeah, he said it, but never to an excessive amount where I was sitting there going, what, you know what I mean? I don't think it was at all excessive.
Yes. Now, I don't know if it's because of your birthing hips, but Steve was supposed to answer first. Third leg, go ahead.
I'm not answering to that.
Steve,
can you please answer the question, please, and thank you.
Hi. Well, I think that I didn't notice, but I also never really paid close enough attention to where if it was real, I wouldn't have noticed it. And I think they like having their fun, lighthearted segments.
Yeah.
And they had to find something, and they did.
I agree with that.
What else could they have done for a lighthearted, fun segment?
Nothing. There was no fun this season.
Because I know Final Six, the one clip of my season I definitely do know is the Sigmund Freud business. And that was also at Final Six.
Wait, what?
It was the one thing that they made us watch the second we got in the house is I mentioned Sigmund Freud, and Liz thought it was Siegfried and Roy.
Oh, yes.
And they made a huge, and this one clip was a huge, they like having those types of clips.
Absolutely.
Now I'm just gonna stick this in here. Drip over on YouTube has been trying to ask this question. He's been trying to figure out where to submit questions. I just want to remind all of you, if you guys are watching on YouTube, you can put the questions where you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, put them there. If you're watching on Twitter, put them there. Of course, Nicole, Steve, and I always have the TV Code chat open in front of us, but I can see what you guys are saying in those other places. Anyway, Drip says, I've had this question I've been trying to ask Steve for so long, and it is, has he watched Doob Toots on Big Brother Canada 3? What does that mean, Steve?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm going to Google it, though.
Maybe Sarah Hanlon? Is he referring to Sarah Hanlon?
I'm confused.
Doob Toots?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what it is either. Let me ask you this. Did you watch BB Can 3?
Little bits and pieces, but not most of it.
All right, well, there we go.
I know Sarah Godfrey and Ashley, and I'm vaguely familiar with the season, but...
Yeah, I mean, Sarah... Go ahead.
I don't know, well.
He was saying, yes, he was referring to Sarah. That's what I was going to say, because Sarah Hanlon is such a big proponent of the legalization of marijuana, which has happened in Canada. But he said, yes, he was referring to Sarah Hanlon.
So
I think he's trying to say...
Hanlon?
What?
Have you watched the season with her?
No, I have not. I've seen a few bits and pieces of Canada 3.
Okay. I think where he's going is he thinks that you and her would make a good couple, maybe?
I met her at the Canada 4 finale.
Aww.
Okay. I love her.
The Packers got to win Big Brother Canada 4.
She is wonderful. She is 100% wonderful. And I have to say, Steve's mom in the TV Co chat says, "Hi Nicole, we never met, but I'm a fan for sure."
Wait, for real?
What do you mean for
Yeah,
real?
my mom loves
Steve's
you.
mom is in every show, Nicole.
Wait, what's her name?
Kathleen?
Yeah, in real life, Kathleen. I'm sure chat will tell you. I don't know if she wants
I don't buy that you're telling me the truth right now.
She's probably either band leading
I don't
lady
mess
or
with mamas. I love mamas.
I am not lying to you. It is Steve's mom. She's in the TV Co chat. And
band leading lady.
Yeah, band leading lady. She says hello and she loves you. Okay. So to refresh, and now that the joke is dead, Steve's mom, and I always say Steve's mom, she said, "Hi Nicole, we never met, but I am a fan for sure." To which I was going to say, "That'll change when you meet her." Okay, let's go.
Hey!
Let's keep it rolling.
That's not nice.
Because then you'll be her friend.
Yay!
Try to save it.
Okay, yes. To wrap up, and then we have to make 2 small points from the feeds. Go ahead.
Yes. Cody nominates Christmas and Tyler. The two of them are like, let's do this. We're ready for POV. And then obviously there's spoilers, but I don't know if we should say those yet.
Yeah,
spoilers.
That's about it. I mean, any final thoughts on last night's episode, Steve, before we go into the 2 live feed things quickly?
Jump into the live feed things.
Okay, so if you don't want to know live feed spoilers, thank you so much for watching. We love you guys. Don't forget to follow, share, love wherever you guys are watching. Give it a thumbs up, rate it nicely, share it with a friend. We appreciate it. Steve.
Wait, can I do the thing?
What?
Can I do a thing?
Yeah, whatever you want.
No.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Oh.
It's time for some BB spoilers.
Wow, that just made me sad. Wow.
I haven't done it in months.
Wow.
Sad. I agree, Eric.
I'm sorry, what? Steve?
Nicole does make me sad. I agree, Eric.
Yes.
I make a lot of people sad.
Now, excuse me, Nicole, I do not by any means mean to be rude to you here at all.
Okay. All right.
However, I'm gonna just need you to hold for one moment. Just please hold.
Okay.
Steve, I'm sorry. That was really rude of me. You are the co-host. Are we sure that we are willing to allow Nicole to remain here for the spoiler segment?
Oh, you should replace me with her. That's what you should really do.
No, Steve. I mean, it's only 2 questions, but I just wanted to make sure, buddy. We okay with keeping her here?
Oh, you should trade me for her. She is the more important person to be here. So it should be. Is it okay if I stay with you and her? Is the real
okay,
question.
Steve? Is it okay if you stay here? I was just trying to help you out, because you're the co-host.
No, Nicole's the co-host.
Hi, Nicole. Welcome back. Steve has ruined my Steve.
Yeah. You wanted me to. Eric wanted me to trash you, and I refused to accept it.
Steve ruined.
Thanks, Steve. True friend, right there.
Steve ruined my joke,
for
Nicole.
Friends who do stuff together. You is for you and me.
Oh my God! Welcome to what before the show was like both of them.
And it's for anywhere, and anytime, and all down here in the deep blue sea.
Nicole, spoiler? Oh my God.
What? I'm ready.
No, I'm ready. Go ahead. You got to tell your spoiler.
My spoiler?
Yeah.
Oh, my spoiler is.
Sorry, go ahead.
My spoiler is when it comes to the veto, Cody has won it.
Yep.
And surprise, surprise, did not use it. Nominations are the same. Christmas and Tyler on the block. Still.
So none of us are surprised.
Big Brother 22 is consistent.
Show of hands, who has watched the live feeds this week?
For like 20 minutes, and that was it.
Wow. Well, I just want to remind all of you guys that if you don't have time to watch the live feeds, you can watch our recap shows back here in the TV Co app. You can also follow at BB22 live feeds over on Twitter. All right, final thoughts. I mean, what do you guys want? What do you want for next? Who do you want evicted? I mean, Nicole
I'm
and
cheering for Cody. I'm cheering for Cody win at this point, just because anything else wouldn't be warranted. Cody's unequivocally played the best game of the season, and I think a Memphis win would just ruin everyone's day. So I'm just let Cody finish the steamroll and let him get his place as a top tier BB winner.
No, I'm still rooting for Enzo.
Yeah,
Here's the
I'm
thing.
sorry. I'm okay. Go ahead.
I prefer Christmas go over Tyler because when I like to have like my 3 that I'm rooting for. I have to always pick 3, and obviously lost Devon, lost Kevin, lost David, lost Danny, who ended up being one of my 3. So right now my 3 is Enzo, Tyler, and Nicole. So I want to see Tyler stay, and I want to see like him and Enzo in that final 2. I have a weird feeling Tyler's going to go out. So that means Christmas stays, in which case I'm rooting for Enzo and then Nicole, and I guess my 3rd is Cody. It's weird.
I am going to go with, I would prefer Tyler to win, then Enzo to win, then Nicole to win, then Cody to win, and then I don't care.
And Lefty just said I jinxed them. Great.
I would like either of you to tell me that not who you want to win, but who you think is going to win. That you think that Cody is not the most likely winner. I like either of you to be able to tell me that Cody is not the most likely winner.
I think
he is.
Yes, Cody's the most likely.
Not who you want to win, but who's going to win.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah, I see Cody next to a Memphis, Cody next to an Enzo, Cody next to a Nicole. Yeah.
Not only is he almost guaranteed to get there, he's guaranteed to beat everyone once he's there, and that's brilliant. Your perfect final 3 is to be in a final 3 where they both take you and you beat both of them, and that's not something we see in a whole lot of the Big Brother history. Last time we saw that was this guy named Derek Levasseur.
I mean, unfortunately, I do not believe Nicole Frenzel has a chance. I believe Devon will not let the jury vote for her, so I think Frenzel has no chance at winning. I think neither does Memphis, for that matter.
I think neither does Christmas, for that matter.
And
currently, all my eggs are in the Enzo Tyler baskets. I want them so bad.
Yeah, I would say Enzo, Tyler,
oh my God,
Cody.
that's my wish final 2. Enzo and Tyler.
But look, as of right now, Tyler is going. So
I said it. You guys all said Christmas, and I said,
Yeah, I think Enzo does beat anybody in the end, though. If Enzo can make it to the final 2, I do think he could beat Cody. I really do think he could.
Keyword, I think Cody knows that, which is why that won't happen.
Okay. I agree. I think Enzo's going to be like a 3rd, a 4th, around there, 3rd.
And he's not going to win anything in final 3, so.
You don't know that.
Look, here's my favorite part, although I'm pretty sure that Tyler told Enzo about the committee, but there is part of BB12 Eric, BB12 watching, loving Eric, that would have loved the part for Enzo to make it to the final 3, and then the 2 other committee people turn to him and go, hey, buddy, there's this thing called the committee, so we're not taking
that'd be final 4, not final 3.
No, I want it to happen at final 3 because I want it to hurt more for Brittany.
But Brittany was that final 4. They would have had that. If they're going to echo that, then they should do that at 4, not 3.
Okay, fine. We'll do it at 4, Steve. Does that make you happy?
I just want Enzo win because he's not a member of that committee. Boom.
You know what makes me happy, Eric? You're suffering. I enjoyed picking on you earlier. It was fun. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Well, mission accomplished, Steve. And by the way...
Yay! I ruined Eric's evening.
I cannot...
That makes me happy, too.
Does it, Nicole?
High five, Nicole.
Because here's how I would like to end this show. Fun fact, everyone. The day that Nicole left for the Big Brother house, she gave me this card. She insisted that I open it and read it. And I told her that I did, if in some whatever. And I told her I did.
You haven't opened it?
And I have not opened it. So
well, don't open it right now.
Obviously not. I'm going to open it on finale night. I would like to see what your words of wisdom to me were this season on finale night. So that'll be...
You're going to be so disappointed. You're expecting like a story. It's going to be like, thank you.
Yeah, probably. So anyway, Steve, this has been fun. We're going to see you next week. I'm going to put a letter in the mail for Steve this week to pay him for losing his our bet. And what? Are
you going to send me anything?
No, you basically live here. Take what you want. Steve, where can people follow you on social media? And is there anything you want to tell anybody?
I'm at Steve Moses Sound on Twitter. I'd like to tell everyone that I enjoyed you joining the Steve and Nicole show. And if Eric, if you could just let us do it and you could just be somewhere else next time, that'd be great. Love you.
Okay, well, Steve, number one is be careful.
Oh my God!
Oh wow! Here we are. Does this mean we end the show?
Eric, is that from TV Go?
I'm sorry. What, Steve?
Oh, darn it.
Okay, Steve. To be more specific, I was going to say, was there any political message you wanted to give?
Yes, voting. I mailed in my ballot on yesterday. Approximately. I mailed my ballot is the point. So be on, figure out where you're voting, and I am behind on keeping up with this. But I'm going to spend some time on Twitter and follow back up on following people who tweeted me. They confirmed their polling place. They have voted. They're registered to vote by mail. Whatever, and that's a follow.
Wow, I love that.
Don't even have to tell me who you're voting for.
So get out there and vote, everyone, is Steve's message for all of you. Of course, you guys know the deal. Nicole and I are live after every single episode, right after the episode, unless there's sports ball. That's why we're here now. Otherwise, we are live after every single episode. We have Hello Friends shows and podcasts returning on Saturdays and Sundays. What, Steve?
I was on that podcast. The Hello Friends live podcast, spectacular, too many words podcast.
That was it.
Why don't I remember that? Ooh, that's sad for you.
No, it's because you're
mean, Eric.
I mean, we loved having you, Steve.
I mean, Eric, I've been nothing but mean to you tonight, and I think it's really unfair that you were treating me exactly the way I'm treating you. I think that's really unfair, and you're not adhering to the double standard that I want to be in place.
I love that for you, Steve. We hope that you guys all have...
And I have received no less than 3 text messages telling me to wish Top Gun a happy birthday.
Okay, and... Are you going to open that can of worms, Steve? You know, if you wish Top Gun a happy birthday, then every single person that wants to be wished happy birthday, you have to wish. Then when you don't wish the people happy birthday, then they hate you and they kidnap your family members.
No, I'm doing this because my mother is texting me too,
and
she kept repeatedly texting me.
Go ahead.
No, done. That was it.
Okay, Nicole, what do you got?
I put it in the chat.
Okay, and I'm going to say... Happy birthday, Top Gun Phantom. We'll see you guys all on the next show. Bye for now, everybody.
Chat.
Bye, friends. Bye, guys.